他去了哥伦比亚大学，一个 Ivy League school， 他的 LSAT score 很高，然后他马上要进入 law school 了。但是他刚到美国的时候，英语说的不是非常好。Today, what we're going to talk about on this edition of the Teacher Gary podcast is why good grades don't necessarily mean you can speak good English. So welcome back to the Teacher Gary podcast. Today we're very happy to be joined by Teacher Julia.
Thank you.
She's now one of the teachers in the Teacher Gary school. I don't have a perfect name for it yet, but like Teacher Gary school seems super narcissistic, but whatever. We can rename it later. Yeah, Teacher Julia, you are Taiwanese, is that right?
I would say half right.
Okay.
I'm half Russian. My dad is Russian, and then my mom is Taiwanese.
Okay,
but I was born in States, born in Seattle, actually, Washington.
Okay,
yeah.
so half. You're a halfie. You're mixed, or 混血, as they say.
Yes.
Okay, so would you consider yourself more Taiwanese or more American at this point?
I believe that will be a transition, honestly. Before I moved back to States, I would consider myself like fully Taiwanese. But like now it's like because I was living in the States for around like 10 years-ish. Now it's like the time I stay in the States is like over like a bit longer in the States rather than in Taiwan. So I will now consider half and half because like I do align with a lot of understanding or values in the States comparing to Taiwanese people at the moment.
Wow.
So
okay.
yeah.
Well, actually, if I didn't know any better, I would just think that you're American or Canadian.
Oh my God, Canadian!
Because I'm Canadian, right?
Yeah.
So I think that's something that stands out about you is like when we first started talking to each other before I hired Julia, I'm like, okay, is she actually Taiwanese? Like, what is her deal, right?
What is her deal?
Yeah.
Honestly, I think that's like a common stereotypical impression towards my end because like, I do look on the end of like Caucasian comparing to Asian people.
There you go.
Yeah, but the thing is that like I do suffer the mutual mutual like lack of understanding about English speaking with like, all Taiwanese people as well. Even though I do look like white people a little bit, but it's still like I still have like a hard time speaking English.
I guess many people might not be able to actually believe that.
Yes, exactly. That's the case because that's like another layer of a stereotypical situation because people thought that I'm really good at English at the first place, but
就是当我开始说中文的时候，大家会以为我是完全100%流利，但是我的中文其实是可能像你的英文差不多，我 maybe I don't know. I think your English is probably better than my Chinese. 但是因为我的皮肤，大家会觉得我是100%是中文母语者 but it's not the case, right? So like how it must have been a big journey for you to get to your current English level.
Oh yes, indeed.
So
indeed.
why don't we like go back all the way back because this is a podcast. Maybe you guys are just used to watching my short, entertaining, sometimes overly sexual videos. We won't do that today, but we got a lot of time today. So why don't we start at the beginning because you are an interesting case. You are Taiwanese, halfy, right?
Yeah.
I guess Asian people, they like the halfy look, right? The white / Asian look. It's very trendy, right?
Very trendy. Very trendy. I don't know. I guess so.
Yeah. So yeah, let's go back to the beginning. Like growing up, what was your English like? Were you already a good English speaker or what was the case?
Well, not exactly though. It's like even though I basically spent my early years like elementary school in not elementary school actually kindergarten in the States, but at that time it doesn't require too much necessity for communication. So after that, when I moved back to Taiwan, because like my brother actually speaks really good English. He's a native speaker with English, but like my parents realized that it was really hard for him to learn pick up Mandarin. So they're like, Julia and Lilia, my twin sister actually, should start learning Mandarin first. So I spent my early years elementary school and middle school in Taiwan actually. I started majorizing Mandarin learning oriented environment.
So in Taiwan, how was your English growing up?
Really good.
Good in what sense though?
Test taking, yes, but But if like for like speaking is like basically on the scratch level, I have no idea. It's like because I don't really have to use it, so I'm not really invest time for that. Yes.
Okay, that's a very important point, and let's talk about that a little bit more. So like you said you were a good test taker growing up, and that's how you were evaluated. That's what gave you like the validation from the adults, right? Indeed. It's like let me get higher test scores, right? And those are mostly paper,
paper written,
right? So like you were like allocating all your resources to like getting those scores so that you could be like praised by the school,
indeed,
by adults, right?
The validation came from handwritten tests, including multiple choices. But usually it's not involved with like oral conversation, right? So that's why I was like, I thought that I could invest like as much as time for the department that require like validations, and I'm good to go. But actually that's not the case for English language itself.
So could we say that you weren't incentivized to like be a good English speaker?
I think so. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I wasn't really invested in that department back in the days because I don't need to.
You didn't need to get the scores, to get the good grades that would set you up for your future.
Yes, that's exactly the case.
Okay, so fast forward around your teenage years. You moved to the States?
Yes. My parents thought like we're about the time to kind of get back to the States because we have like a solid understanding about Mandarin. So let's get back on the track of like English learning environment.
So did you take kindergarten?
Yeah, I did like kindergarten like around 5, and then like and later on my parents moved back to Taiwan.
Oh, okay. So you spent what ages in the States before you went to Taiwan?
Until 5.
Until 5?
Until 5.
Okay, so you didn't really do much schooling in the States.
Yeah.
And your early education happened in Taiwan after 5?
Like elementary school, middle school, and then, until high school.
Okay, got it. So I'm just getting the timeline in my head. So between 5 and what age were you?
Between 5 and until like 14.
14?
Yeah, 14.
You were deeply entrenched in the Taiwanese.
Yeah, Taiwanese culture and Mandarin-oriented environment. Yeah.
That's why I feel like you're a native speaker. You're just like, entrenched. I know that word. Because sometimes I teach words like entrenched, and like people on like YouTube will be like, nobody says that word. The other day I was using the word bandwidth, and somebody said, nobody uses that word bandwidth. Why are you teaching us? You're just a Chinese person using words that are not actually practical. One of my haters on YouTube Shorts. So you're very responsible, good schooling, good at raising you parents. Said, okay, she's had enough of the Taiwanese education system. She can't speak English for shit.
Yeah.
Let's get her to America.
So they basically dumped me back to the States, and then like
Were your parents like with you this whole time?
No. We got sent to boarding school.
Okay, so your parents basically said, okay, enough of Taiwan. Let's get her ass to America so she can start speaking better English.
Let's get back to land of freedom. Yes.
Need some of that freedom juice, some pew pew pew. My bad. That's what y'all are known for, right?
Oh yeah, indeed, you're right.
You're right. Some freedom, some bald eagle juice. Okay, I don't know what I'm talking about. So like you went back to America, and so what was that like? Was it difficult communicating there? Like you went from textbook academic English.
Yes.
All of a sudden where did you go? Back to Seattle?
Yeah, I was back to Seattle, but where the boarding school was like located in the southern part of like the Great Seattle region. It was called Auburn, actually. Ooh. And then like it was like super isolated from other neighborhood and stuff. So everything is like school oriented in that region. Okay. So at first I thought, because like the entry was like pretty easy for me because we're taking a test, and then like if you're able to pass it, you're able to participate with other students, like other Americans, quote unquote. And then, so I passed that test, and I was like, oh my God, I got full score. That's amazing. Let's go. And then actually when I was like first taking the literature course, it was actually related to Shakespeare. And at first I have no idea how to talk to my classmates because they're like, oh, what's up, and then or like, oh, we're all set. We just have to wait for other period, other course and stuff. And then they're not like referring classes as like course. They're talking about period. I was like, what is that supposed to mean?
Different terminology.
Exactly.
Right.
And then because at that point, I realized that like different regions in the States have different like terminology and usage because like Seattle or like New York or like LA, they have all different kinds of slangs.
Sure.
Yeah.
So would you say like just in general, like it was a big culture shock for
Yes,
you?
indeed. It's like at first I thought that everything could able to align with like textbook English when I like for all the thing I learned back in Taiwan. But when I started to like apply them in the real conversation, they're not applicable. It's kind of like a barrier, or it's just like they are not able to understand.
What are some examples, periods in classes? Yes, but like outside of school, was it even more difficult? Because I'd imagine like academia was your comfort zone up to that point, right?
Yes.
But like how was like using your academic English, making friends and like getting used to everyday life, going to the grocery store? Did you go to the grocery store and say, "Sir, I would kindly request one bag of your greatest, I don't know, almonds or something like that"?
No.
Did you?
Yeah.
I was gonna say cigarettes. I don't know why, but it's something about the jacket. But I have to remember you were 14.
Back in the days, not right now.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
So I think like the greatest moment I remember so far was actually I was like asking my friend about certain things I forgot, and then we were kind of discussing like during the group project, actually not related to academia, just like throughout the conversation way, and I was like
group projects not related to academia?
No, I mean like the conversation itself is not about academia.
So you guys were
material.
just hanging out.
Just like hanging out, like we're like kind of like preparing for like a group project and stuff. And then like one of the members were actually like proposing some ideas, and then I was like, I strongly disagree with the idea you proposed. Please revise it.
Wait, what were you guys talking about? You guys were talking about
some like random topics about like how up the order that we should prepare for presentation and stuff. Okay. And then one of the like the group members that we having for the group project was like, oh, dude, this is not like a debate club. It's like stop it.
Oh, okay. You guys were doing a group project and you disagreed and you're like, excuse me,
sir.
Excuse me, sir. I kindly
kindly disagree with this proposal. Please revise it. I sound like a British people.
Yeah. You sounded like you were writing an essay still.
Yeah, indeed. Yeah,
okay.
and then like the other classmate was like.
So how did that face? How did that feel at the moment?
Like the moment I received these comments from the counterparty, because like she like the person, I don't want it to be too like stereotypical, but she's like the one, like the character in like Regina in the Mean Girls. It's like this is not this is not debate. This is not debate club, Julia. And I was like I was like, oh my god, I'm so
taken
sorry.
aback.
I was like, I'm so sorry. I got it did a number on me, honestly. It's like I honestly almost cried in front of everyone, and I was like, please excuse myself, and I just like.
Wait, so you so after they said that, what did you just excuse yourself?
Yeah, I actually excused myself to the bathroom and I just cried for 10 minutes. I was like, I don't know what the hell like happened to me. Actually, it's like I thought everything's like well calculated, well performed, and then. At that point, like my like self-confidence. The
way that you were communicating, the way you were conducting yourself was working so well. And then in this new culture, 完全不行了.
Yeah.
Shit.
Everything got destroyed.
So you cried for 10 minutes. It must have been awkward to come back out.
Yeah, it was super awkward, but at that point I just stopped caring. It's just like, okay, fine. I'm basically my personal image is already got demolished by the counterparty, so it doesn't really matter.
It must have been awkward in that room.
It was so awkward. I was like, okay, I'm back. Sorry.
Okay, so you're like, excuse me, sir. It is under my assumption that this method that you have proposed shall not work.
Yeah.
And then the other person is like, bro, this is not a debate club.
Yeah.
And then you're like, and for like 10 minutes,
Yeah.
you went to the bathroom.
Yeah.
And you came out.
Yeah.
What was that like? What was the reaction like?
I was like, okay, I'm back. Just like, I tried to talk less because like my self-confidence got like demolished by the counterparty. So it was like, I was just like, okay, just do whatever you want. I honestly don't care. It's like, I can just do like the backup presentation. It's like, I can work on the presentation slides, but I don't want to do the oral conversation.
Yeah. So you, up to that point, you probably had a couple of similar experiences, but nothing as in your face as that, right?
Yeah.
So after this point, did anything change? Did you experience similar
I guess like
happenings?
it happens like sometime around the time I got shoved in the face.
Yeah.
It was actually, for example, I order like a cup of coffee at Starbucks because like
this was before or after?
I can't remember that. I can't put like the time on it, but I guess around the same time range because it's around like myself around like 15 years old. So it was like order like a cup of coffee and then like the cashier is like, oh, you're all set. Yeah. And I was like, what is that supposed to mean?
What does all set
like
mean?
Set?
They don't
set
teach
what?
that in my textbook.
Yeah. Like setting up something or like I was like, wait, what? And then like the cashier or like the barista looks super confused and then she's like, you're done. I was like, I'm done for what?
You're done, you're finished.
I was like, I'm done for what? It's like, cause like when in the textbook, it was like, you're done is like kind of like a negative term.
The thing is you don't look like English. The thing is your look doesn't suggest that English is your second language.
Exactly.
这个也会对我发生。就像我说银行卡，这边人好像不说银行卡，他们会说信用卡 ，even for like a debit card.
Debit card, I think it's for 金融卡, right?
Yeah, I say 金融 card and they look like no. I said, anyways, I said like 银行卡 and the cashier looked at me like I was an alien. They're like, wait, shouldn't you know like Chinese? Right? So I think we have some 共同点
mutual understanding
right there because they expect me to behave like someone. And instead, they just think that I'm retarded because, okay, I shouldn't say that word. It's 2025, but I said
challenge in the department. Yes,
they do think I'm mentally challenged.
Mentally challenged, indeed.
Because I look like and I sound like I speak fluent Chinese. Yeah.
People are totally judging like book by its cover.
Yeah. So you continue to have like similar experiences, but you had one crazy experience and then a collection of more
like minor incidents,
minor where they're not as rude, right?
Yeah.
So how did you get to where you are now? It was
so basically I do discover the fact that like I'm not able to like kind of not exactly not able, but like I cannot like learn the reality or like the practical English from textbook anymore. So I started learning from like other perspectives. For example, I will like start to listen to like other people's conversation, like learning from their flow and stuff. And I also like watch a bunch of like Netflix shows or HBO shows that like requires a little bit higher level of like understanding. For example, like Suits or like Friends is like really good.
Friends, Suits, these are good
Modern
shows.
Family,
Modern
very nice.
Family, okay,
and
these are some suggestions
from
a Taiwanese person that has figured it out. Okay, I want to emphasize this. So this helps you overcome a couple of problems, right?
Hey guys, Julia here. 只想跟大家说一下，就是说我大概花了4年的时间，然后达到我现在的就是英文的那个程度，然后真是有够累的，然后而且就是超没效率，就是你知道找东西的时间，就是浪费很多没有必要的时间啦。但是当时的我就会想说，如果有个大姐姐的话，就是可以帮助我，像个导师一样，可以引导我做一些那种比较系统化的学习的话，我觉得就是可能会让我的就是学习效率高一点，然后我们可能会成就一个更好的那个英语程度。但是呢，在那个 Teacher Gary's Program 里面，就是现在有这样的课程呢，是由我教学的。然后，所以就是我们会针对每个学生的那个客制化的那个 课程，然后找到每一个人的专属的问题在哪里，然后去做就是改善跟增进，然后帮助我们每一个学生在英语国家，无论是工作啊、上学啊，或是社交啊，能够一路畅通。如果你有兴趣的话，当然 click the link below and we shall start from there. Adios.
So before we film this, you said a few things.
Yeah.
You were too formal. You were not understanding jokes. Your tones sometimes sounded too harsh.
Yeah.
Without meaning to.
Yeah.
And you would fall behind conversations.
Yeah.
Okay, so how did we fix this? You started watching some TV shows. That definitely helps with the jokes.
It's like a foundation of like understanding like the American humor, and then because like I don't know anything about this culture, so like you have to have like the entrance of the understanding, like information, collecting all informations in order to kind of like emerge from the environment.
Wow.
Yeah, and I also like fall behind the conversation is that I have to like focusing on like the listening because like they have like certain like a pausing point for the conversation. So that's the part I have to like, like chime in to like have like the counter reaction of certain things. So I have to like focusing on listening a little bit. But like it's able to be enhanced by also like watching shows and stuff because like I don't know, but like, for example, like the listening test in Taiwan is a little bit different from how like American people like having conversation because they're all like periods. It's like they have one sentence done.
你们的听力那种考试就是有一种 pace， 然后这种 pace 跟就是就像我们现在讲话的时候完全不一样。
Yeah, exactly. It's like, for example, like there's an analogy for that. For example, like if that's like a conversation between like two English speakers, they have like it goes on and on, but have like small pause and then like go on and then it kind of goes like that. Yeah.
所以我非常喜欢 Julia 当一个老师，因为我的第一个语言应该是英文。
应该是吗？应该是。
我告诉你为什么我说应该是，因为我小时候其实第一个语言是中文，但是我没有学好中文，因为我很小，可能3岁就搬到加拿大了，所以其实我第一个成功的语言其实是英文。As a native English speaker, like it's really difficult for me to understand what problems people have with learning English. And one of the things is like you have to learn pacing. Right? So
pacing
like
really
for me that's something I've been discovering more and more as I'm learning the Thai language because I'm learning Thai, right?
Wow.
So like that's because I live in Thailand, so like learning the pacing is actually really important.
Yeah, that really matters a lot because like the flow itself or like pacing will actually give like the counterparty like impression or like the tone you're or like the mood you're having the conversation. Because like I have the wrong understanding at very first place. Because like every like English listening in Taiwan, like for example like Chemi Ingjian or whatsoever, they end things like really sharp. It's like done. So I thought that is like the proper way to
They pronounce very clearly in the academic listening material, right?
Yeah.
So when you were in America, how did that change the way that you learned? You're like, okay, these people are not talking like the tape recordings at school. So you basically had to 你要造成一个新的课程 for yourself. 所以这是你怎么学的？就是因为大家都说的不一样。
Basically, for my end, it was actually keep observing. So observing like how people interact or like watching shows and stuff. And
that
also,
helps,
yeah. And also like I think one of the things that really matters a lot is like actually like watching a lot of news, abundance of news. Like maybe not Fox because that's like too like I don't know political oriented.
Who was in office when you were doing this? Was Obama in office when you were doing this?
Yeah. So they basically just like dumping a lot of like negative.
They were shitting on Obama?
Yeah, shitting on Obama.
You're like, I can't watch this.
And shitting on Trump a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah, and then like I feel like because like news have a lot of interviews with like strangers, right? So you can like observe their feedback and then their interaction with the interviewer or like the journalist. So that's like a great way to like learn how to pause and how to like properly reply or like go.
You were studying human behavior and this is where we are going to be differentiated with the IELTS organizations, the traditional like 补习班, right? So what we're doing is we're combining like communication skills, like human communication skills,
Yeah.
business communication skills, because you've done internships and you have a future law career if you want it. Like we gotta combine all these different elements. So how do we communicate better for social so that you are not a social reject, a social weirdo? It's like, excuse me, I strongly oppose. Like we don't want any of that.
Yeah.
But we also want to succeed in academia if we continue to pursue it in the business world.
Yeah.
So like you went through courses in all of them.
Yeah.
有一些是系统化的
Yeah,
有一些是非系统化的，你自己造成的。Like watching Friends and Modern Family and these TV shows, right? So that's really impressive. And that's why I really admire Julia, because I kind of went through the same shit with my Chinese. Because when I first came to Taiwan in 2017, I couldn't get along. I had a different accent, right? And I pretty much grew up with, I studied Chinese too, like in my teenage and university years, and I listened to the tapes too. And I sound like my parents too, and here the Taiwanese Mandarin is very different too. So yeah, that's, I understand the pain. And so for the listeners here, like I feel like Julie is someone that we can really learn from in using the systemized learning method, but also using the, you gotta learn by yourself. In the end, you gotta learn for yourself. If the system is not working, you gotta roll up your sleeves.
Yeah, but the thing that I can differentiate it from I suffered this kind of like a long march of English learning, and then but like I can use my experience and then like downgrade it to like systematically learning program.
Amazing.
So exactly. So like the students
you know how to learn and you know how to take the informal and formalize
exactly.
it.
So you can downgrade it to like steps, so they don't have to start from like digging like from the rock
because Julia learned how to learn.
Yeah.
She's able to formalize the informal.
Yeah, indeed.
You just have to make your own course.
Yes.
Okay, teacher Julia, it was an amazing time talking to you, getting to know you. We're gonna do this a lot more. We're gonna talk about some of the problems that people are having or facing with communication, and not only in academia, not only in social settings, but in work and in life. So really looking forward to this. If you would like to book some lessons with teacher Julia, she's available. She's really good at interviews for not only school, but also work. So we're launching a new course. There'll be more details about this, but it should be in the link below for more details. Okay? 学会了吗?